So here again with Fernando Escobar, Umami Coffee Car Talks, and so we are traveling now from Honduras to El Salvador. Fernando came to the last 3 days of the Umami Coffee Campus in Las Capucas for a coffee educational classroom, right?
Yeah, I took the roasting professional course. I wanted to sharpen my skills a little bit for roasting.
That's for me quite interesting and unusual. I mean, you are a young coffee farmer. You decided to keep on your family business. How about that? Make it more profitable and more, higher quality.
Yes.
But why you decided to participate to a roasting course?
Well, actually, I'm starting a roastery. I have decided that I'm only gonna sell specialty coffee, export specialty coffee, but there's some commercial grade coffees that are left over. So instead of selling for the very low prices of coffee right now, I decided to roast it and sell it for the local market, and also to sell some specialty to the growing specialty coffee market in El Salvador.
To be honest, I like a lot your behavior because, to be honest, I don't like at all the commercial commodity,
Yes.
Contracts where you buy and sell coffee just on the stock exchange market. I like the idea that you decided in some way to do not do that and to use this coffee instead of selling on these prices and low prices to make something more sustainable for you.
Yes, first of all, I'm a small coffee producer, so in order to make money out of selling at contract prices, you need to have quantity, and I don't have that. So I decided to focus on quality for export and also for the local market.
Yeah. I know that this question would be quite general, but what did you learn in these days about roasting? I mean, what you bring in your pocket going back home?
All right, I learned a lot of theory, but also how that theory applies to roasting. I learned the chemical components of coffee. It's something I had no idea about before.
Yeah.
I learned sorry about the cough.
Yeah.
Sorry. I've learned about how each roaster is different and but I learned the roasting process so I can apply even the different variables that each roaster has, how they apply to the roasting process so I can make adjustments to make sure I get at the final result I want.
Yeah, because during the roasting course that we organize, we roast with different technologies. We use the Ikawa Pro Sample Roaster that use only convection to roast coffee. We use Probatino, that it's the small coffee sample roaster of Probat that it's mainly conductive.
Yes.
And we use a 10 kilo Dietrich roaster that it's a combination of conduction, convection and radiation.
Yes.
And what about your business? I mean, now actually I think that it's not so profitable for you. And so how you deal with your monthly salary?
Right now, I'm just investing a lot of time and effort to see this pay off in the future. For example, in my farm, the last 3 years, I've been investing a lot of time and money into planting the right varieties, making sure that the farm is in top shape. And also in the milling, I'm investing in doing processes since making honeys and natural is a lot more time consuming and expensive than doing a regular wash. So the same investment and time theory I'm using for the roastery. Since I didn't have the money to spend and buy a new roaster, I bought an old roaster and I refurbished it. And
yeah, I saw the picture. You did a really good job.
Yes, it's over 100 years old, but now it's all refurbished and ready to go.
Yeah. And coming back to the coffee growing job that you are doing, what does it mean, in your opinion, when we say that a coffee should be sustainable?
Well, coffee should be sustainable because it should be able to big to make a good living for everybody that's involved in the coffee growing process. That's how it should be sustainable. There should be an incentive for people to want to keep to improve the quality of their coffee, and if this coffee is not sustainable, the quality is only going to keep going down.
Yeah, and I think that now actually on the coffee production chain, the weakest part is for sure the coffee grower.
Oh yes, definitely. It's the one that's got the least margin of profit and the most margin for risks.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And with Umami area Honduras, so today we visited our black coffee plantation, Finca Rio Colorado.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, everyone is invited. Whenever you want to come, you are more than welcome to visit us here in Honduras. And I think that for us, it's important to sensibilize the coffee consuming markets and coffee professionals that the coffee should be bought at a more fair price. It means at a higher price.
Correct.
Because I was just discussing yesterday with Omar Rodriguez, the chief of the local coffee cooperative, and he said to me that to be sustainable, a coffee plantation should produce and sell the coffee something about $2 per pound. Yeah.
So double what the price is right now.
Yeah, more or less, because we calculate that, for example, our coffee, our quality that we produce in Finca Rio Colorado could be fine in the market and could be a good price, $1.4, but at the end, if you want to be sustainable, it means if you want to pay a good salary to people that are working, if you want to invest in your coffee plantation, if you want to have also money to educate the people that are working with you, so at least it should be $2.
Yes.
So that's why Umami area Honduras and also with you, we decided to get into the coffee production to do that, to sensibilize, to tell the people that they should buy the coffee at a higher price, and at the end, the consumer
it's a better product, a better coffee.
Yeah, but not only, but the consumer has the right, in my opinion, to know what is happening on the coffee value chain. So it means that he has to know what is happening in the coffee plantation, how much it costs to produce a kilo of coffee, and how is hard the job that the coffee producer has to do. Right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Let's go back to El Salvador. Actually, in your opinion, which is the most important challenge for the country regarding the coffee sector?
Well, we got El Salvador. There's not much. It's a small country, so there isn't much land. And now with global warming, the coffee growing regions have actually shrunk.
Yeah.
So now, with the few places that are suited for coffee production, they gotta focus into growing a specialty coffee, since it's the only way that they're gonna be sustainable. Because commercial, it's not sustainable. For prices are not sustainable in El Salvador anymore.
Yeah, great. So probably in the future we will see Brazil, Vietnam, who knows, for Colombia, the major coffee producing countries probably going more on commercial quality and quantities, and small countries like El Salvador, probably Guatemala, other countries. Now actually Honduras, it's a small country, but it's the fifth coffee producing country. It's a big producer. But by the way, these countries probably in the future will go more on the high quality coffee production.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And what about roasting? So we spoke about the roasting classroom,
Yes.
but which impact it has on your business? Knowing how to roast and to see what happened during roasting.
Well, actually, ever since I took my first umami class that was back in El Salvador, that I took the sensor skill, my ideas of coffee have expanded. Things that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do have become possible. One of them has been to start my own roastery. Before, I used to think it was too complicated, that I should just focus on farming, that I should just stick to what I was doing. But now that I've taken the classes, I think that if you learn whatever is needed, you work hard, everything that you can do what other things in coffee other than a producer. Doesn't only has to be a producer. A producer can also be a cupper. A producer can be a roaster. A producer can even be a brewer.
Yeah, right. And this is also my philosophy, what also we are trying to apply with Umami area. I think that the most important thing that you can give to people is knowledge.
Correct.
Because at the end, if you know how to roast it, you can at the end decide independently from other people to be a roaster or not.
Yes.
But if you don't know, maybe as happened to you before, you think that it's too complicated,
Correct.
maybe you can not do it, and you miss opportunities.
Yes,
Right?
correct.
It's
No,
why-
the learning gives you the power to choose.
Yes, right. So that's why our project with Umami Area Honduras is focused mainly on education, because we think that coffee producers that are doing coffee courses with us, they enrich their culture, and they with the education having more possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Noé, Noé Portillo that
Yes,
we
correct.
visit.
We just went to his cafeteria.
Yeah,
Great
we-
example.
Yes, right. We drank a very good espresso coffee. He's an example of that. I mean, he participated to a espresso and a barista and brewing course. It was 2014, and in 2 years he decided to keep part of his best production. That it's a Parainema coffee for him, and he opened with his wife a cafeteria. You drank his coffee. It was good.
It was super
right?
good.
Yeah, and so also his wife decided to cook at home the cookies and the cakes sold in the
Great
cafeteria.
pastries.
And you tried
Yeah,
something.
I had the pineapple pastry.
Yes, right. So, yeah, that's what we are meaning with the education. So we give possibilities
Yes.
to people to do something new, and so
To add value to our coffee.
yes, right. Great. Thanks for sharing this small part of the journey with us, Fernando.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and we invite everyone that is listening this conversation to come to the next Umami Coffee Campus that will be shared between El Salvador and Honduras. So
See
we
you.
are waiting for you here.
Yes. See you then. Bye.
See you.